All right. Hare Krishna. Good evening. Namaste to all. We are ready for our session 41 now. Apologies for the delayed start. There was some technical glitch at my end, because of which I couldn't join. Everything seems to be sorted out now. And warm wishes to all of you. We are ready to for our weekly study of systematic study of Bhagavad-Gita through our Gitamrutam Rasamalayam session. Thank you all for joining. Looking for more participants, expecting more participants to join today. And we are in the concluding session of chapter 6, which is Dhyana Yoga, Yoga of Self Control. And today in session 41, we shall see what is the final stamp that Lord Krishna wants to leave before he begins the next important section of this wonderful book, Bhagavad Gita. So, as we know that part one concludes today. So, uh, before we proceed further, can you just mute your? Okay, thank you. Our Goloka Express train is moving pretty fast, and the halt at chapter 6 is about over before it goes to the next important chapter. And we all, love Goloka Vrindavan. We all love Goloka Express because in Goloka Vrindavan, we know that every step is a dance and every word is a song and every day is a festival. And finally, we also love our Gitamrutam Rasamalayam family. And because all of us are so nicely glued to this nice section of Bhagavad Gita. And let's see what Krishna concludes today in this particular chapter, especially revealing before us who is the topmost yogi, because we have been discussing about different types of yoga system from chapter 2 onwards. So now Krishna discusses and concludes who is the topmost yogi. Before I make an attempt to start, I seek the blessings of my beloved Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damasai Maharaj, who is also a scientist and a saint, Dr. T.D. Singh, the Scientific Circle, and who is the founding director of Bhaktivedanta Institute. And we also take the blessings of our Acharya Guru, Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON, who is always at the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, the Adi Guru, from where the mercy flows to all of us. Yasa Deve Para Bhaktir, Yata Deve Tata Guru. So seeking blessings from both. And finally, I seek blessings from all of you, all the Vaishnavas who are assembled here. Vancha Kalpataru Vyascha, Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama. Om Agyana Timirandasya, Gyananjana Shalakaya, Chakshur Unmilitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति स्वरूप दामोदर स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्सद भक्तमने मणिपुर उद्भवाय च श्रीला प्रभुपाद लसतवाणी प्रचारिणे रतायते नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One second, I'm just making some settings in my video. Just 1 second, give me a minute. Okay, now it seems to be all right. We'll move on. Okay, so today we are going to discuss uh, the journey of unsuccessful yogi to supreme perfection. Last week we discussed what happens to the unsuccessful yogi, where does he end up, and today we'll move further and what sort of perfection he is able to achieve. So we understood last week our dear Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Sakshi Mohan Prabhu, he explained to us so nicely um, the verses from 35 to 42, where he mentioned to us that what happens to an unsuccessful yogi. So there are two categories of that also. So what we mean by unsuccessful yogi is that somebody who has not yet reached the level of perfection. He is a practicing yogi, dhyana yogi, ashtanga yogi, as you may say, but he has not yet reached the perfection. So there are two categories. One, somebody must have practiced for a short time, and that was explained in verse 41. So such a yogi, he takes birth in a rich and a pious family or aristocratic family. And after many, many years of enjoyment on the various planets of pious living, he is born to the righteous people or into the family of rich people. So, which means that his efforts, which he has put earlier, is not going waste. And then in 42, we also understood that a yogi who has practiced for a long time and is on the verge of attaining perfection, but not yet achieved perfection. What happens to such a type of yogi? So, such a type of yogi, we know, is basically he attains loka janma yad idrisham. That means he basically takes birth in a family of transcendentalists or a family of devotees. So, either ways, he is not losing anything. The efforts that are put are not going waste. So that is how actually we concluded, and we move from there to verse 43, which is the first verse of the day. So shall we go ahead and recite this? Okay. The verse 43 is Tattatam buddhi samyogam labate paurvadehikam yatate cha tato bhuya samsiddho kuru nandana. On taking such a birth, that means he's taking birth in a nice aristocratic or a divine uh, family, that is a Krishna conscious family. On taking such a birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life, and he again tries to make further progress in order to achieve the complete success, O son of Kuru. So, what does Krishna say here? What does he reveal here? He said, first of all, Oh, Kuru Nandana. So Kuru Nandana, that means the son of Kurus. Who is the son of Kurus? Oh, Arjuna. So Arjuna is addressed here as O son of Kurus. And why is he addressing here as son of Kurus? Because he is giving a indirect hint to Arjuna that you are coming in a great dynasty and you are born in such a special family. That means he's trying to draw some parallels. What will happen to a unsuccessful yogi, since he is basically born in a very uh, special family. So, like that, he's starting the verse by telling Arjuna, "O son of Kurus." That means you're born in a special family of Kuru dynasty. So, this is, in one sense, I would say, a very nice hope giving verse. For all of us, we should not worry that I could not achieve perfection or I could not achieve my fulfillment. We all have certain goals that we have been explained to when we come to Krishna conscious movement. In one lifetime, we have to try and go back home, back to God, and that's the goal, or achieve the Krishna Prem. So even if we are not able to achieve, there's nothing to worry, because it is guaranteed. Through this verse, we can understand that Krishna assures us that in the next life, we have another chance to be born in a very worthy family, a very special family, a devotional family. and you can continue the journey of Krishna consciousness from there. So when he is saying this for the yogis, that is Ashtanga yogis, then what to speak for devotees like all of us, that is practicing devotees. So tatra tam buddhi samyogam. So tatra means, now he's starting from the two previous verses that he said, tatra, that means on taking such a birth. So he's continuing like that. Tatra, on taking such a birth, he revised, that is buddhi samyogam. So yoga itself means connection, connection to the supreme. Yoga actually means link or connection to the supreme. Samyoga means connection, or you can say revival of the divine consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport that when he says Krishna says buddhi samyogam, that means one is trying to revive that buddhi, for practicing the spiritual life. So that buddhi one gets to practice spiritual life. So you are automatically reviving. So he revives the divine consciousness through his own intelligence, buddhi. Then what does Krishna say? Labate paurva dehikam. Labate paurva dehikam means paurva dehikam, that is previous body. So from the previous body, he gets it's revived once again. And then one starts endeavoring in the next life. That's as we are, whatever we are learned, as you sow, so shall you reap, we say, no? So as we did in the previous life, the continuity happens in the next life. So this also goes to prove that when some people say, let's enjoy the life, there is only one life. Whereas this clearly tells us that life is a journey, continuing from one body to another body, from another body to the third body and fourth body, and infinite number of bodies for infinite millions and billions of life till the time we achieve perfection. So Krishna is giving us ample opportunity or ample chance to perfect ourselves. So that's such a great, daya, mercy upon us that he is bestowing. So labate paurva deikam. So whatever through buddhi samyogam, through revival of the divine consciousness, what we get from the previous body, it is revived once again through cultivation that we do in this life also. Thus we start our devotional journey, or if you're an Ashtanga yogi, you continue, automatically start getting attracted to it. So yatate chato bhuya. So that means yatate chato bhuya means one tries to make further progress. That is endeavoring again. One tries to endeavor again. And what does he do? He tries to automatically strive for it, more and more. That is what he do. And then Krishna says, Sam Siddho. Sam Siddho means what does he strive for? For attaining Sam Siddhi, that is perfection. So our goal is to achieve perfection of human life. This is what it's a unfinished task. Where Krishna is giving us so much of an opportunity, life after life, to finish our unfinished task. We say, I have got an unfinished task to accomplish. So this is our main unfinished task, that is to achieve perfection of in our human life. So that is what you have to do. So that's why if you see our ISKCON or the Krishna conscious movement is, or you can say that our ISKCON is aptly termed as Krishna conscious movement. So the word Krishna, automatically there is nothing else you can think. The moment you think of ISKCON, oh, what is ISKCON? Hare Krishna movement. What is ISKCON? Krishna conscious movement. So there is nothing else to think. It is only about to purify your consciousness to the level of thinking only about Krishna. Krishna, his pastimes, paraphernalia, service, all those things are part of Krishna. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, all those things. So when we say buddhi, intelligence, it is not just the general, what we understand as mundane buddhi. Mundane buddhi is there. Mundane buddhi is provided, is part of the body construction. It is there. But here, specific intelligence is being discussed. That means spiritual buddhi is required for spiritual practice, mundane buddhi for mundane practice. Nobody teaches us many things in life. We learn automatically through mundane buddhi. So similarly, there is an opportunity to revive through spiritual intelligence also. And this samyoga is reconnection, revival of, or you can say spiritual wake-up call for all of us, an opportunity. And this opportunity is available only in the human platform. Out of 8.4 million species, no other species has got this opportunity. So it's a costless mercy we all have. So we have to take advantage of it to complete the unfinished task. So the fear of, I mean, Krishna is basically addressing our fear of starting all over again. Because, I mean, you should not think that, oh, I did this and I didn't achieve my goal. In mundane world, we are brought up with that feeling that if I endeavor for my PhD, and if I don't get PhD, I'm heartbroken. I've struggled for 5 years, 7 years. Some people even attempt, keep on attempting for almost 8 to 10 years. And due to some reason, they are not able to complete PhD. Either their thesis fails, or they are not able to present it properly, or there's some infringement, or somebody else has presented on something similar before you complete it. Lot of things can happen in life. Similarly, the endeavor for wealth, when we all endeavor for wealth, and then at the end of the day, we are disappointed. We didn't reach our expected goal. That leaves a lot of disappointment. Whereas here, Krishna is basically assuring us there is no reason to be disappointed, because spiritual endeavors will never go waste. Material endeavors, again, next birth, A, B, C, D, you have to start 1, 2, 3, 4, all that from beginning. Junior KG, senior KG, everything from beginning you have to start. Even if you die as a PhD also, we have to start. Whereas spiritual, wherever you stop, you start from there. That is the greatest, advantage. So Krishna gives this opportunity for this revival. So the best example that comes to the mind here is none other than the next slide we see Bharat Maharaj. And this is given beautifully in Bhagavatam. We understand Bharat Maharaj went through 3 lifetimes, and it's all beautifully explained in Bhagavatam. So, and this is really beautiful story. In fact, one of my favorite stories. I don't get tired to read this again and again. I don't get tired to share this story any number of times. It's such a wonderful story, transcendental story, life transforming story of Bharat Maharaj. And in fact, our India's name, Bharat, has been achieved, or it has been given through this great personality called Bharat Maharaj, because he ruled the entire planet at one point of time. And he was a real Rajarishi. Rajarishi means he was a very good king. At the same time, he was a very good devotee. Took care of his family very well, took care of his kingdom, the Praja. I mean, everybody, not even one cause for concern in his ruling. And finally, as during those days, the practice was when one gets old, they renounce and go to the forest. So our Bharat Maharaj also retired from his position of being a king or emperor of the entire planet. And then he took that opportunity to revive his spiritual connection with the Lord. Buddhi Samyogam. He tried to do that, and he gave up his kingdom, he gave up his family, he gave up everything. And then he went to the forest to practice this Ashtanga Yogi process. He was completely in meditation, and he practiced it so well that it is said in the scripture that he reached almost the level of perfection. Almost, he was almost there. He reached in the spiritual language in the level of bhava. He reached that level. Just little remaining for prema. So highest level of transcendence of relishing the spirituality he reached. But somehow, by the will of providence, one day he got distracted by what? He saw one pregnant deer who was was drinking water actually. Pregnant deer was drinking water in the nearby pond. And as the deer was drinking water, it heard a roar of a lion from the nearby vicinity. And then it got very fearful. And in that fear, it tried to jump across the pond on the other side. And as it was jumping and trying to stretch itself, in that fear, it delivered a baby deer, you know, and it went on the other side, but the baby deer fell in the pond or the river. And the mother went on the other side, and the mother deer, she started lamenting, oh, now what will happen to my baby? She would have fallen in the water now, and she will die. So she was lamenting. In that lamentation, she also died. Now this Bharat Maharaj, while he was meditating across the banks of that forest, and then he was watching all this scene, he suddenly spotted the baby deer, and then he went to save its life because he knew that this baby deer will die. So he developed a compassion, which is normal. Compassion is a normal quality for a pious soul, especially for a devotee. So he saw all this scene like a movie, what is happening. Then he ran and then he saved this deer. He brought this baby deer home and then tried to take care of it with a lot of love and care. Hmm? And then slowly the baby deer started jumping here and there. It was so beautiful and attractive that this Bharat Maharaj was getting absorbed slowly. His meditation was sitting for meditation and he was appreciating this baby deer. This happens. I remember in my childhood days and in my younger days, school days, college days, I was so much attracted to the kittens. And we lived in Chembur in the suburb. And one fine day, I saw a very nice small kitten uh, playing in the garden. We had a small garden where we lived, and it was playing. And I liked it so much that I dared to carry it and bring it home. And fortunately or unfortunately for me, nobody objected. None of my sisters objected, nor my parents objected. And slowly we started caring for that small kitten. My mother started feeding it milk, and whatever vegetarian food she was preparing. And this kitten gradually grew as a vegetarian kitten. It stopped eating. It was not going out only. It was just staying in my house and always sitting on my lap. And it grew. Then few generations also grew after that. Almost I think 5 or 6 generations in about 7, 8 years. I almost completed my college. So I can imagine what when I'm reading this Bharat Mara story, it resonates with me very well. And I'm sure it must be resonating with some of you who must have had either puppies or kittens in your childhood. Nevertheless, my story is not important, but what we're discussing here is about a great soul called Bharat Maharaj. So this Bharat Maharaj, when his final time came to die, he was always thinking of the kid of this deer, and then he thought about the deer and he left his body. Now Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, Antakale cha mameva. So that smaranam, whatever you get, that defines your next body. So he did the smarana of deer and automatically he got a deer body. So Krishna is giving everything in form of knowledge, and here we saw practically it happening. And it is happening with us also. When we are changing our bodies, it's happening, but we are not realizing. But this was a realized soul. So when he got a chance to become a deer, he could realize, you can see in the picture, in the deer, he was not a normal deer. It was just a deer in the form of an animal, in the sake of animal. But he was spiritual deer. Yet he retained all his spiritual memory from the previous birth of Bharat Maharaj, which he had practiced, meditation and all that. So he was preferring to stay in an ashram of one Rishi Muni who was also practicing very well. He was, and this deer was not playing with other deer. It was like a renunciant deer, and he remembered his past. So when this deer died, it died with the consciousness of remembering its past life of being a devotee. So it got a chance to become another human being in the following life, and in that life, this person became Jada Bharat. Jada, Jada means something like deaf and dumb person. He was not deaf and dumb, but he acted like that. So therefore, he was called as Jada Bharat. Outwardly, outwardly he was like that, but inside he was a very, very realized soul, because he remembered his previous life of being a deer, and he also remembered the previous life before that as Bharat Maharaj. And he understood what mistake he committed as being a Bharat Maharaj as a king, and therefore why he got a deer body. Everything, knowledge like a picture was in front of him. And this actually led to the point of reviving his divine consciousness. He connected himself very well. That is, he attained samsiddho, complete divine consciousness from Paurva Dehinam. Everything he understood that. So Krishna gave the opportunity and he fully utilized this. And by practicing that, he was very careful. In fact, he was careful to such an extent that even while walking, he was careful that he should not stamp upon any living creatures like ants or any other small living creature. He was very, very particular. And he attained, dear devotees, he attained perfection in that life as Jada Bharat. And after that, he went back home, back to Godhead. What a wonderful 3 lifetimes he had. Only 3 lifetimes. And in that, one was a deer. He could have done that 2 lives before, but one small attachment to the deer, he had to take birth again. So what I'm trying to say is that through this verse and through this story of Jada Bharat and Bharat Maharaj and the deer, we understand that Krishna gives us an opportunity to revive ourselves, revive our consciousness, revive our buddhi, divine consciousness, so that we should not again fall down. We should realize the seriousness of this human life, and therefore we should put in all out effort in this life. And surely Prabhupada is assuring that if you put in effort, you will go home back to Godhead. So if we don't uh, achieve or fulfill this unfinished task, then we will be called as fool number one. Pakka fool number one. So, and even if we don't achieve our goal, no harm. We are very close because we are on the right path. There is no other path in Kali Yuga better than following Krishna conscious path. Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Harinama. Hare Nama Hare Nama Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalo Naste Eva Naste Eva Naste Eva Gati Anyatha. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way, dear devotees. So we are following the right path. We have to be really happy to give association to each other, because by giving association, we are not, it's not a proud moment. It's basically we are taking association. When you give association, we also take association. That is for our own benefit. And that is what we 15 people are doing today. I'm really feeling sad for the remaining 85 people who could not join today, because they are missing something very important aspect of life. I mean, this is not something I'm saying out of concoction. This is purely, I'm just like a postman delivering a letter from one person to another person, like a post box. That's all. And Krishna is giving us this message in different ways. And each one of us will have to make this attempt in the service of the Lord. That will please Him very much. And if He is pleased, then automatically our happiness is guaranteed. Moving on to the next verse, that is verse number 44. Purvabhyasena te naiva hriyate hi avashopi sah jigyasurapi yogasya shabda brahmati vartate. Translation: by the virtue of divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to the yogic principles. So we are talking of Ashtanga Yogi till now, Dhyana Yogi, Ashtanga Yogi. So by the virtue of divine consciousness of his previous life, he automatically becomes attracted to yogic principles, even without seeking them. That means automatically, like how uh, uh, iron filings are getting pulled to the magnet. Similarly, a person who has practiced divine consciousness in the previous life and he gets another opportunity, he gets automatically attracted either to the yogic principle or to the devotional aspects. And such an inquisitive transcendentalist striving for yoga stands always above the ritualistic principles of the scriptures. So Krishna is giving us a clear path. Hmm? Purva Bhyas. That means Purva Bhyas means somebody who has practiced from the previous life. Teneva, Tenaiva. That means that we're talking of that person of the previous life. He has practiced. Riyate hi avashopi saha. The person is automatically gets attracted, or you can say helplessly attracted to the spiritual path. As I said, the example of iron filings to magnet, how easily it attracts, or fish takes to water automatically, doesn't have to do anything. Or how, uh, Gajendra. Gajendra was King Indradumna in the previous life. And he was a wonderful, righteous king, practiced devotional aspects, everything. And by the will of providence, he was cursed to become an elephant. And in the elephant life, he lived so joyously as a proud king elephant, had a big family, until this tragedy of crocodile holding his feet stuck in the uh, water of Trikuta mountain. And then the the fight started, the pull and the pull and the push. 1,000 celestial years, dear devotees. And at that time, his divine consciousness of the previous life of Indradumna Maharaj was revived. And he remembered all his the glorious times of being Krishna conscious. And he started reeling off all the prayers, Gajendra Stuti, one after another. And then finally, he just plucked nothing he had to offer to the Lord. He plucked lotus from the water and offered it to Krishna. Oh, Krishna, I'm offering this to you. Please come and help me. That's when Vishnu came and rescued him and also rescued the crocodile in the process. So this is Riyate hi avashopisaha. The person gets automatically attracted. I remember in our own family, I mean, I don't want to go any far, and I'm not saying this to state something with pride, but it's a observation out of all humility. When Amarendra was about 4.5, 5 years old, and we started taking him to Radha Rasbihari temple in Juhu, suddenly he saw the mridangam kept in the corner, and he picked it up and he started playing. His fingers were already playing the tal. Who had taught him? We did not teach him. He didn't have a guru to teach mridangam. So this is clearly revival of his previous life. We were witness, and that moment was a trigger for us that we need to nurture that, because this is happening at the lotus feet of Sri Radha Rasbihari. It cannot be just a one-time thing. So as a parent, we need to be also vigilant. I mean, this part of parenting, of course, so that we can nurture the child appropriately. Jigyasu Rapi Yogasya. Such a person who Jigyasu, that means inquisitive, he becomes inquisitive for what? Yogasya, that means spiritual practices. If it's an Ashtanga Yogi, he will practice Ashtanga Yoga. Shabda Brahmati Vartate. That means this Vedic principles are all okay. See, these Vedic principles, that is Brahma, this Shabda Brahman is basically the words of Vedas. These are all good to progress. But this person, he has done all this in his previous lives. He doesn't have to once again, like snake and ladder, go to step number 25, 23. No, he has come to the level of 1995. Now just he can bypass all this Shabda Brahma Vartate. He can bypass all this Shabda Brahman, all these ritualistic practices of Vedas, not required. And that's why directly he goes to Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is the only goal and objective, because by saying that mantra, he is directly connected to the lotus feet of the Lord. He is able to remember completely the Lord. The picture comes in front of him, and he is getting the bliss of chanting. And this chanting, if he chants, the taste develops so much that he is not able to stop. So, are we in that level yet? No. Honestly, I am not at that level. But the Lord says, Mahaprabhu says, that if you chant his names, the helpless attraction keeps on coming more and more, then you develop so much taste that you can reach the level of Namacharya Haridas Thakur. So that was Namacharya Haridas Thakur's level. And once we reach that level, it is mentioned here that, I mean, this is a verse from Bhagavatam. Aho batashva pachato gariyan yajjivagre vartate namatubhyam te pustapaste juhu sasnurarya brahmanuchurnam grananti ete. What a beautiful, oh my Lord, persons who chant the holy names of your Lordship are far, far advanced in spiritual life, even if they are born in the families of dog eaters. See the glories of the holy name. The people who are chanting, even if they are born in the family of dog eaters, Shwapacho, they are still superior. Such chanters have undoubtedly performed all kinds of austerities and sacrifices, bathed in all types of sacred places, and finished all their scriptural studies. So, dear devotees, this is a hope giving verse for all of us. Bhagavatam verse is saying, so today, if each one of us is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it means that we have completed all this in the previous lifetimes. So, it doesn't matter whatever may be our position. Don't we should not think that okay, it's all right to be humble. We have to be humble, but think that we have got the most precious gift. You should always carry that thing, like the how do I put it, that pride should not be like a false pride. That should be a true pride. True pride is we are the eternal servants of the supreme person. That's a true position, our constitutional position. So that's a true realization. If we always carry that flag in our heart, then we will not, Krishna will protect us, no doubt, whatever, because we are at the higher platform. We are definitely at a higher platform. So we are not obligated to any of the ritualistic practices. That's why my Guru Maharaj told me in 2001, even when Shraddha ceremony comes, I used to perform very ritualistically Shraddha ceremony till 2001 for my mother. And when something didn't go well, one of the occasions in 2001, when the Pujari who came for performing the Shraddha for my mother inadvertently started performing for my father, who was still alive at that time. And I informed about this to my Guru Maharaj. He said, stop these practices. You don't have to practice. Just you offer Rajbhog to Radha Ras Bihari. Just to offer the remnants of Rajbhog to all the brahmacharis, all the Vaishnavas in the temple, and conduct a program in your house, Kirtan program, conduct a nice class, call somebody to speak in your house. That is what we religiously did. So it is enough, more than enough, because that practice is transcending all other ritualistic practices. So that is a clear proof. And of course, what more to speak other than this Namacharya, Haridas Thakur? He was born in a very low family, Mohammedan family, non-Vedic family, meat-eating family, and yet, he got such a position that Lord Chaitanya gave him the title of Namacharya, because his tongue would not stop chanting. Dear devotees, out of 24 hours, he used to chant almost 21, 22 hours because he was chanting 3 lakhs holy names, which is 192 rounds a day. We are struggling to chant 16 rounds and we are giving lame excuses for not being able to chant more than 16 rounds. Oh, I'm so busy. I cannot attend. I cannot come here. I cannot go there. I've got so many problems. Our problems are coming in the fore, or our activities are coming in the fore. And if we do 16, we feel that we have done a great obligation for the Lord. We are doing it for ourselves. So why not chant more? Why we are not getting that taste? And here Haridas, Namacharya Haridas Thakur wouldn't do anything other than chanting. All the time chanting. That was his taste. That was his food for all the time. Just 4 hours of activity time for other activities. That's it. And to such an extent that he made the prostitute who came to test. It was a Maya who came in the form of Laksha Hira, prostitute, to tempt him because Ramchandra Khan sent him to defame him. But here, Haridas Thakur went on chanting, chanting, chanting for 3 successful nights and he asked her to wait. And then finally, this prostitute gave up. Whatever beauty, everything she had come decorate, she removed everything and she surrendered at his lotus feet and she herself became his disciple and she became a good devotee and took up to chanting. That is the power of chanting. So, what is a lesson that we all get from this? If our mind, the lesson is if our mind is completely fixed on the holy name, we cannot be shaken by any external disturbance or circumstances, dear devotees. So that's why the yogi does not need to battle the world. We are all battling the world, whereas a yogi or a transcendentalist, he is able to easily bring his mind back and he doesn't have to think anything more than that. So therefore, Krishna keeps assuring all of us, that the yogi, when Arjuna asked in 6.37, what is the destination? Kam gatim Krishna gachati. That is, where does this such a yogi, unsuccessful yogi go? And Krishna keeps on telling us, he keeps on practicing and then he gets the topmost elevation. So therefore, bhakti is extremely rare. Vishwanath Chakra Thakur says that we have to parent our childish mind by being very vigilant and diligent, because vigilant and diligent together is intelligence. So vigilant means attentiveness and diligent is caring. If you can combine these two, we are the real intelligent person. Sumedasa. And Sumedasa is the Yajantihi, that is for Kali Yuga, Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam, Sangopangastra Parshadam. Yagnehi Sankirtana Prayar. This is Bhagavatam 11.5.32. Yajantihi Sumedasa. Sumedasa is the most intelligent person. What he will do? Yajanti in what? Sankirtana Prayar. That means he will do Sankirtan by parenting his childish mind through vigilance and through diligence. These two he will combine, and such a person is very, very intelligent in the age of Kali. So that takes us to the next verse, that is verse 45, because the purification is a continuous process. The crucible of purification, people who have done chemistry in gravitational experiments, there is a crucible where you try to purify the compound to the ultimate. You keep it in the furnace, or in metallurgy, they purify gold through metallurgical process. All the impurities are automatically removed. And from graphite, you can see graphite, how it looks like a coal. From there, you get what is called a chakachak gold. That is through purification process. Prayatna dyatamanastu yogi samshuddha kilbisaha aneka janma samsiddha stato yati param gatim. So Krishna now talks about how and when a yogi can attain perfection. So yatamanastu means such a person, a yogi who is engaging himself in what? Prayatnad. So prayatnad means basically rigid practice. Is yatamanas. He is doing also sincere endeavor. So two things Krishna is specifying here. One is Prayatnat. So Prayatnat is rigid practice, means practicing, practice until you get perfection. Yatamanas, endeavor. These two things are required, practice and sincere endeavor. Prayatnat, yatamanas. So, tu yogi, such a yogi, samsuddha kilbisa. Kilbisa is basically clearing all the dirt, anarthas. So endeavor in making further, being washed of all the contaminations, all the anarthas are going now. And then aneka janma samsiddhas. That means these contaminations are existing since many lifetimes, many births. And he's practicing samsiddha, and finally yati param gatim. He's attaining the supreme goal, param gatim. He's attaining perfection. So aneka janma samsiddhas is attaining this perfection. So this is the benefit of Krishna is saying of doing Ashtanga Yogi. So you can see here, just a little bit of explanation of this verse. I've just tried to put it in a different way for ease of understanding. So Arjuna raised a question, if you all remember, in the 37th verse of this chapter. He asked, Aprapya yoga samsiddhim kam gatim Krishna gacchati. That means such a practitioner, if he doesn't achieve samsiddhim, what is his destination? Where does he go? Kam gatim. And then Krishna now replies in 45, Prayatna yata manas. That means by the process, he follows a process of Prayatna, the rigid practice, and sincere endeavor, yata manas. What does he get? He gets samshuddha kilbisa. That means he attains complete freedom from all the illusory dualities, all the anarthas, everything goes away. And after many births, all these things is practicing and this happens. And Aneka Janma Samsiddhas, he's been practicing this for after several lifetimes. It is slowly but surely getting washed. The soul is completely getting purified of all the material distress. We are all undergoing a lot of material distress. Tato, therefore, Yati Param Gatim, he is now able to get himself into all this. So this is, we should carry this fire in our belly. And this fire is already there, but it is slowly getting extinguished because of our association with Maya. But if we constantly think and put ourselves in a situation that what is the goal? Athata Brahma Jigyasa. Please ask this question regularly. What is the purpose of my existence? Then this fire will once again start coming in the belly and it will intensify. And this fire alone has got the potential to burn all our anarthas. The only thing that is stopping us is our association, our avidya, negative mindset. That's all. So therefore, in a devotee's dictionary, the word impossible is not existing. Dear devotees, impossible means what? Immediately possible. It is not impossible. It is immediately possible. There is nothing like impossible in this world. You put in the right endeavor and you can please Krishna. That is assured. I'm telling you from my own personal experience. In 2001, we had traveled, our family, myself, my wife, children, and my father, we had traveled to Guruvayur. Okay, it was a short visit, and we traveled by train with a lot of efforts during that day. And just when we reached Guruvayur, I got a message through the secretary of my Guru Maharaj that Maharaj has a special message for you. I said, what is the message? Maharaj said that since you are going to Guruvayur, can you do a small help for him? I said, definitely I'll do. What is the help he wants? Maharaj wants you to travel to Kotakal and get some medicines for him. I said, yes, definitely I'll do that for Maharaj. I had no idea at that time how far is Kotakal from Guruvayur. I had no idea. And our stay in Guruvayur was planned, I think, for 2 days, not more than, because we had planned to go somewhere else after that. Because I had committed to Maharaj through the secretary of Maharaj. As soon as we reached Guruvayur, I told my family, you people go to the, from the from the that stand itself, because from station we travel a bus to the bus stand of Guruvayur. I sent my family to the, at that time, it used to be called the lodge. Used to stay in the lodge and not guest house. There was no ISKCON temple in Guruvayur at that time to stay in a guest house or lodge. I sent my family, my father was there, he took them to the lodge, and I took another bus straight away. Yeah, okay. And I took the bus to Kotakal. And as I sat in the bus, I saw Kotakal, and I asked the conductor how far it is from here. He said it will be about 5 hours. I said, my God, 5 hours? That means to go 5 hours, then finish my task, and then come back 5 hours. That means my full day will be gone. What should I do? But I've sat in the bus, and it's my Guru Maharaj's instructions. So I said, I'll continue. And dear devotees, the journey was smooth. I came back in the night, and my family had a nice darshan in the temple of Guruvayur. They prayed for me also. And next day, early morning, I somehow managed to take. Again, we went all. They all came for second time, and then I went for the first time. I had the darshan of Lord Guruyarappan, and uh, I could fulfill my obligation of taking the beautiful darshan of Guruvayur, at the same time fulfill the work assigned to be at the last minute. So it's an endeavor that I put, and that gave me more bliss. That gave me more bliss. I could not even express my joy that I could buy this medicine for my Maharaj, and I could be a tool, instrumental. Like example of that, this was like the sparrow trying to save its eggs from the ocean, the wrath of ocean. And the sparrow is threatening the ocean. Oh, go away. Otherwise, I will swallow you. So just the drop by drop endeavor that the sparrow was putting to remove the ocean, and it can never succeed, we know. But Garuda was pleased. Garuda came with just 3 flaps and then rescued the sparrow by drying up the ocean and getting the eggs back, and giving it to the sparrow, mother sparrow. So therefore, what it means is that we are we have to do our endeavor, and the endeavor should be in the right direction. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yesham tva antagata papam jananam punya karmanam. That means after many births of executing pious activities, what do we get? Te dvanda moha nirmukta. We are liberated from all this illusion of lives. Anarthas, everything goes away. Bhajante mam dridavarta. Such a person will be able to completely perform loving devotion service. That should be our constant endeavor. So, success in bhakti, dear devotees, lesson. Success in bhakti is guaranteed for a rigid practitioner. One has to be Dridavarta, 24/7, no excuse, because this is the rarest of rare opportunity Krishna is providing us. If somebody tells you that from 5 to 7, I'm doing yoga. So what type of yoga comes to your mind immediately? Is this the yoga that Krishna is talking of? Hold your answer, because we all know that we ourselves are guilty of calling this yoga. But what is this yoga? We will come to know in a couple of slides. But this is what I'm doing yoga 5 to 6 p.m. today. Don't disturb me. So now let us see what Krishna says in 46th verse. Tapasvibhyo adikyo yogi jnanibhyopi mato adikaha karmibhya chadiko yogi tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. What is this? Krishna says, tapasvibhyo adikyo yogi. That means yogi is greater than ascetic. Ascetic means somebody like a tapasvi. Tapasya, somebody. So here which yogi? You are talking about Ashtanga yogi, meditative yogi who is meditating Paramatma, as you can see in the picture. He's he's reached that level where he's able to see Paramatma in his heart. Ashtanga yogi is practiced after several lifetimes. He's got that siddhi. So such a yogi is greater than ascetic. That means tapasya, tapasvibhyo. Somebody who is performing tapasya. Then what he says, jnanibhyo pi matodikya. That means he is also greater than a Jnani. Jnani means somebody like a empiricist. Karmibhyas adiko yogi. Such a yogi is also greater than a karmi. Karmi is a fruity worker. Today we might go slightly over time because we started late, and then of course there is only one verse, and then after that we have kept a surprise suspense program by two of our participants. Let's see what is that. Even I don't know, so I'm eagerly waiting for that. So be prepared and like me, eagerly wait for what is that program. So tapasvi yogi, yogi is greater than ascetic. That is, he is greater than tapasvi. Karmibhyas chadiko yogi. The yogi is greater than Jnani. That means a speculative person or a empiricist, analytical persons. Karmibhyas adiko yogi. Such a yogi is greater than even a karmi or a fruity worker. Tasmad yogi bhavarjana. That's why he says, in all circumstances, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. That means he's saying this is good. So this is what he says is a topmost yogi in this particular verse. So therefore, he gives a clear explanation of the hierarchy. That means the Ashtanga yogi is higher than a tapasvi, Ashtanga yogi is higher than a jnani, and the Ashtanga yogi is higher than a karmi, fruitive worker. Why? Because, see, a tapasvi or a ascetic person is somebody who performs severe penances. But you must remember that such a person who is performing penances, sometimes he lacks Atma Gyan. And therefore, some of his practices or penances might be misdirected. Or you can say he can be imperfect. So his practice will be imperfect. So you can see that, where Krishna says, Yoga Yagya Tatapare. So such a person is on the lower platform, definitely. And in tapasya, if somebody wants to do tapasya, then the best tapasya is we do fasting on Madhava Tithi, that is Ekadashis. Recently we did fasting for Narasimha Chaturdashi. That is tapasya, austerity. So that is better because you are giving the tapasya of the stomach, tapasya of the tongue, tapasya for all the senses. That's the tapasya in the right direction. But sometimes we see some people, poking a rod from here, this side, and they taking out the rod from that side to please some demigods. They are basically doing tapasya, but it's a misdirected tapasya. So therefore, Krishna doesn't give much bhav to such person. Okay. Then an Ashtanga yogi is greater than Jnani or an empiricist. Why? Because a Jnani is a person who always speculates what is the absolute truth, and there is a lack of surrender to the Lord. He has not understood the Lord in the Bhagavan form. Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, Bhaunam Janmanam Ante Jnanamam Vam Prapadyante Vasudevam Sarvamiti Samatma Sa Durlabham. So after many, many births, a Jnani surrenders to me. So it means that a Jnani is technically not a surrendered person. So basically, Jnani is all the time, in being in an is a inquisitive, in an empiricist mode, analyzing all the various elements. Is it my hand that has gone up? Okay, as usual, I raised my hand. I'm not able to bring my hand down. I don't know what is the mystery behind this. Some mystery is there. I can't figure it out. And at the end of the day, this Jnani gets a realization that the Lord is nothing but effulgence. That effulgence that is coming out, Brahma Jyoti, that himself is the Lord. Okay, there is some truth in that, but it's not the absolute, the perfect truth or the complete truth, you can say. Because Brahmeti, Paramatmati, Bhagwan. The complete truth is Bhagwan. So the Jnani has not. So therefore, Ashtanga Yogi is higher than a Jnani. And then Ashtanga Yogi is higher than a Karmi. Why? Because Karmis or the fruity workers are those who work only for what? Their own material profit, dear devotees. And Prabhupada says it is Shramayevahi Kevalam, waste of time, because it is full of selfish nature, sense gratification. They are working for themselves, their own self. They might be successful. They might be successful businessmen. They might be, you can see them all around us. And they are worshipped as gurus. But they are all karmis. And at the best level, they may get a realization to become pious because Krishna has given them so much wealth. And then they may start doing some charity activity like opening an hospital, opening schools, philanthropy activity, doing something good for Manav Seva. But they don't have in their buddhi to do Madhav Seva, who has given them all the wealth. So because they will do some pious activity, they might probably get Swargaloka, heavenly planets, which is not what we are aspiring for. We want to go beyond that. We want to go to spiritual world. So therefore, Krishna gives a clear instruction to Arjuna that he says this Ashtanga Yogi is greater than Tapasvi, Jnani, and Karmi. And he says in all circumstances, therefore, O Arjuna, be a yogi. That's his call. Okay, therefore, for us. So now we go back to the same slide. Is this called yoga or is it boga? To my knowledge, it is just nothing but it is just simple exercise to burn your body fat. It doesn't burn your anarthas. Correct? I think all of you agree on this. So hence it is not a real yoga. It is just a boga. We can do it with the intention that you're doing an exercise to keep your body fit. Do it in that mind, you can do that. I'm not discouraging anybody. If somebody is practicing this yoga, no problem. But remember, it is not the real yoga, because by just doing this, there is no connection to Krishna at all. So therefore, what Krishna says, final verse of the day, what is the real yoga? Who is the real yoga? What a verse. One of my most favorite words. So see, Krishna ended 5th chapter with a nice punching quote. Bhoktaramika tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Now he's ending this chapter also with a punching quote. Let's recite this together. Yogi nam api sarvesham madgatenantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mam same yukta tamo mataha. Oh, so beautiful. What is Krishna's opinion? Krishna's opinion is Bhakti Yogi is still better than Ashtanga Yogi. So therefore, he is the best. So he has changed his mind. The previous verse, what he said, Ashtanga Yogi is the best. So he did not discourage anybody to do Ashtanga Yoga. But now he says, if you compare between the two, my personal opinion is that Yogina api sarvesham, of all the yogis, Madgater Antaratmana, the one who is always abiding in me, thinking of me, Shraddhavan Bhajante Yomam, with full faith he worships me, renders transcendental loving service to me, Same Yukta Tamo Mataha. He is the most intimately united person. He's united with me. That's the highest. So the key here is he's rendering bhajate, Shraddhavan bhajate yomam, renders transcendental loving service. So this is what distinguishes a bhakti yoga from all other yoga. A karma yoga might also connect to the Lord, but the transcendental loving service is missing. He is doing it. He's saying, I'm doing it for Krishna. I'm working for Krishna. I'm doing this. Oh, my money, what I'm getting, I'll give it to Krishna. This I'm talking of, Nishkama Karma Yoga, not because sometimes a transcendental, sometimes a Karma Yoga can also be a Karma Mishra. That means he is mixed with material consciousness. So he may get heavenly planets. But Nishkama Karma Yoga is almost there, like a Bhakti Yoga. But something is missing there. And that is Bhakti, transcendental loving service. So here it's like, how do I say? Yukta Tamo. It's like a superlative. In English, you have no good, better, best. So here, this is like the best. So let's see. I have it in the next slide. No, it's here. So our Sri Vallabh Vidyabhushan, he explains that yukta means something that is good. Good means it is like well connected, like in Dhyana Yoga, they are able to see Paramatma. So, okay, that is good. You are able to see the Paramatma, Ashtanga Yogi. But there is something called as Yukta Tara. Yukta Tara is still better because here what happens is one is able to enter a samadhi. So, beyond just seeing the form of the Lord, when one performs that still better, he enters samadhi. And in samadhi, it's like, he is actually entering into the pastimes of the Lord also. And therefore, he is enjoying forever. That is Yukta Tara. But still better than that, or best, Yukta Tama. So, Srila Valdev Vidyabhushan says Yukta Tama is something is basically like, it's a bhakti yoga. Because in this form, there is a hearing, chanting, and all the so called practices which you perform in bhakti or transcending loving service to the Lord, offering bhoga to the Lord, doing the dress service to the Lord, bathing the Lord, whatever form you can think, the various the mellows that you enjoy with the Lord, as Shantaras, Dasaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalya, Madhurya, all those ras that you experience, that is Yuktatamo. Yuktatamo. So this is one of the most important aspects that one can see in this bhajate, that is transcendental loving service. Bhajate, it comes from the root word bhaj. Bhaja means to serve. Bhaja Govindam. You please serve Govindam. Budamate. That is what Shankaracharya is singing. Bhaja Govindam. Bhaja Govindam. Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. So constantly do bhaja. That means do service. Bhajan includes everything, not just kirtan. All the 9 different Navayuga Bhakti, Navavida Bhakti. Okay, all that completely. And there is an element of love in this service. So, analyzing this further, we understand that, see the form of Krishna here, such a beautiful form. We start entering into the Kunja of Krishna. That is Bhakti Yoga. So, in Bhakti Yoga, you get complete Bhagavan realization. So now, since we're coming to the end of the chapter, there is no harm in touching, because the next chapter, this verse is basically called the link between chapter 6 and chapter 7. So this verse, Krishna hammers the point of Bhagavan relation. We all have to get into this stage of seeing the Lord face to face. Surpass from the animalistic Vikarmi. We have done all this, Vikarmis. We have been in hell, lower species. We have risen to karmis, material goals. We have been to Swarga Loka. We have come back to Bhuloka. We have done Karma Yoga. We are still doing sometimes Karma Yoga, Nishkama Yoga. But now the time has come to transcend all that. Don't worry about Jnana Yoga. Don't worry about Dhyana Yoga. Srila Prabhupada says Yoga means Bhakti Yoga. All other yoga are just steps that lead to Bhakti, but they are long way away to self-realization. And Krishna says that is also his opinion. So there is a ladder, and the ladder clearly defines the lowest level is animalistic level, above that is karmi, people who have got some material goals, above that is karma yoga, where they think little bit about the Lord, Krishna or Vishnu, and they try to do it for the Lord, their activities, but the activities remain the same. Jnana Yoga, where they are analyzing, they are understood the difference between soul and super soul, and they know that super soul is powerful, it's all powerful Brahman. And then finally, after doing more and more jnana, they enter into dhyana. What is this? What is this? What is this? And they are able to see the form of the Lord as Paramatma. And then they enter samadhi. Before they enter, finally, when they are more into bhakti, this samadhi, they finally get the realization of Bhagwan, Nikunja, the Lord in his original Shyam Sundar form. they are able to see all that, and they are able to see his form, such a beautiful form, and he concentrates on that, which is easily available to a bhakti yoga just by merely chanting, by merely performing service to the pure devotee. He's able to see he's able to get the vision transmitted from the pure devotee by just serving. Tadvidi pranipatena pariniprashnena sevaya upadyakshanti te jnanam jnaninam tattva darshana. Transferred directly, Bluetooth, from heart to heart, it is transferred. So this beautiful form of Shyam Sundar is available, and like an effulgent sun is visible to all of us, and whose dress is so beautiful. Neelambara Dara Radha Pitambara Dharo Hare Jivane Nidane Nityam Radha Krishna Gatir Mama. Jiva Goswami sings in Yugalastakam that his body is so beautiful, transcendental. Pitambara Dharo Hari. He is wearing the nice effulgent pitambar. There is nice golden color, yellow color vesh, his dress. And then there is some other descriptions also in various Upanishads. Let me see. Sorry, I'm just checking whether I've mentioned somewhere. No, it's not mentioned. But there is a nice verse, in one of the Upanishads, which talks about how well Kasturi Tilakam Lalata Patale. That means he's wearing a nice Kasturi Tilak on his forehead. Vaksha Stale Kaustubam. That means on his chest there is a nice Kaustubam mani. That is what and that is the distinction. So this vision he will get. Nasagre Nava Muktikam. That means he's wearing a nice nose ring on his nasagre. There is nose, pearl nose rings he's wearing. And Venum Kare, he's playing the Venum. Venum Kare Kankanam. That means he's wearing nice bangles and then he's playing Venu, as you can see in the picture. And his entire body is full of nice, fragrant chandan. Sarvanga Hari Chandan. Sarvangam Hari Chandanam. And so in this way, he's always pleasing the gopis who are surrounding him, and also he keeps all the gopas. He's serving all the gopas and keeps them happy. So that is what is ultimately the rupam that one can see. So this beautiful vision of Shyam Sundar is available only to the bhakti yogis. So that's therefore Krishna says bhakti yogi is supreme. And here you can see the example of the ladder. If you want to climb the 100th floor, there are two ways. One is to go step by step, floor by floor, or you take an escalator. This is the escalator, as you can see here. Escalator, and this is a ladder. So which one you will prefer to go to 100 floors? Directly you can take the escalator. That is bhakti yoga. So you don't have to go through karma yoga. You don't have to go through jnana yoga. You don't have to go through ashtanga yoga. You can try that, but it will take several millions and billions of lifetime. Don't waste your time. Human life is precious, and we all have been blessed in Kali Yuga to directly enter the lift by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And therefore, in Bhagavatam, there is a beautiful verse. Ya esham purusham sakshat atma prabhavam ishwaram na bhajanti avajananti sthanad brashta patanti adaha. If we don't practice this or render this kind of opportunity which is given to us as human being, or we neglect this duty of serving the Lord, then we certainly fall down from our constitutional position. That means we are patanti adaha, we are falling down. So therefore, Bhakti Yoga, dear devotees, is the mother of all yogas. That sets us the right mood to start the part 2 next week, because this has got everything. It has got emotion, action, emotion, drama, which are all a part of karma yoga, is there. Bhakti yoga includes all that, isn't it? Are we emotionless when we practice bhakti yoga? No. Are we just sitting in the forest? No, we are doing action. So action is there, emotion is there. There's a lot of drama in bhakti yoga, and there is suspense too. So whatever is there in karma yoga is included in bhakti yoga. Then whatever is there in jnana yoga, like introspection, that is also there. What is the thing? So it is said that jnana bina bhakti andhi hai, bhakti bina gyan langda hai. So you can see that jnana depends upon bhakti, because without bhakti, jnana is andhi. But bhakti already includes gyan. That's the beauty. And then meditation of dhyana yoga is already there. We are chanting very nicely. We can chant more than 16 rounds and we get the taste. We are surpassing the stage of dhyana yoga also. So therefore, it is said that we have to put our mind where our heart is, isn't it? So our heart, if it is on bhakti, then automatically our mind, intelligence, uh, body, senses, everything will follow this one governing faculty, that is the heart. The materialistic people, they are driven by material desires. Therefore, they work hard. And devotees also work hard because they're driven by spiritual emotions. So material emotions and spiritual emotions, both are driving factors for materialistic people on this side and spiritual, devotees on other side. But ultimately, we have to remember what? We are spiritual beings in the material body, and we are not material beings in spiritual body. That's the most important underlying factor. Therefore, performing bhakti is not optional. Performing bhakti is our prime goal as human being, because only through bhakti our heart is connected to Krishna. Okay, so with that we have ended this chapter 6, dear devotees, where we have covered so many beautiful things. Like from 1 to 9 we learned the art of basically how mind can become a friend, how mind can become an enemy, the various stages of ashtanga yoga we covered. Aruruksha, that's the beginning stage. Then Arudha stage we covered, the advanced stage. Then we covered from 6.10 to 6.36 the various practices of yoga, the various limbs of yoga, how to move from sadhana to siddha stage, all that was covered. Then we covered when Arjuna's doubt, is there a from 37 to 45, what happens to an unsuccessful yogi? Is it a failure? Hmm? Or is it a success? And Krishna gives a nice answer. It is always a success. Nothing is whatever practices you do is not a failure. You carry forward the all the things that you learn. And finally, today we have learned the ultimate benefit of Krishna's stamp on this, that who is the topmost yogi. So EASY, we learned in that form. That's so that we made it very easy. This acronym of EASY, easy, which was given for Dhyana Yoga, and enemy or friend, Ashtanga Yoga, S for success, and Y for topmost yogi. Okay, so with that we end this. The first 6 chapters are over, which is completion of part 1, where the focus was mainly on Nishkama from Karma Yoga. Apart from observing the battlefields and all that, we came to Karma Yoga. From Karma Yoga, we rose to Nishkama Karma Yoga. We understood uh, Jnana Yoga within Karma Yoga, because Jnana Yoga as a separate aspect will be dealt from chapter 13 to chapter 18. What we did primarily was Jnana Yoga within Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga within Karma Yoga. All that we discussed as part of Karma Yoga as a chapter, part 1. And then the bridge was 6.47, Yoginam Api Sarvesham verse. And then now we will move from next week onwards to the middle chapters, which is part 2, and the narrative completely shifts, and that's going to be the most beautiful part of the sandwich. That is the one that is between the two layers of the bread, which is the most tasty. That's going to be Bhakti Yoga. So the ultimate conclusion of what we have learned is, in all circumstances, be a bhakti yogi. We have nothing to worry. We are on the right track, and we are on the track that is given to us so beautifully by our dear Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and where the only objective is Krishna Prem, the highest taste. If you taste this, everything else will fall in shadow, will be pale in shadow. Okay, so I would like to thank each and everyone, and I would like to play a small video just to draw an analogy of our journey of what where we are actually.
यदि आप बस की सबसे पीछे वाली सीट पर बैठेंगे तो आप महसूस करेंगे कि पीछे की सीट पर धक्के ज्यादा महसूस होते हैं। चालक तो सबके लिए एक ही है, बस की गति भी समान है, फिर ऐसा क्यों? बस चालक से आपकी दूरी जितनी ज्यादा होगी, आपकी यात्रा में धक्के भी उतने ही ज्यादा होंगे। आपकी जीवन यात्रा के सफर में भी जीवन के गाड़ी के चालक परमात्मा से आपकी जितनी ज्यादा दूरी होगी, आपको जीवन में उतने ही ज्यादा धक्के खाने पड़ेंगे। अपने रोज की दिनचर्या में यथासंभव कुछ समय अपने ईश्वर के समीप बैठो, उनसे अपने मन की बात एकदम साफ शब्दों में कहो। आप स्वयं एक अप्रत्याशित चमत्कार महसूस करेंगे।
So we all have experienced this in the bus journey. As we sit close to the driver, the same bus, the same roads, but the bump experience is less. As you go further and further behind the rear seat, especially last seat, what we see, the bump is more. So the lesson is try to be close to the driver. So this is nothing but.
यदि आप बस की सबसे पीछे वाली सीट पर बैठेंगे तो आप महसूस करेंगे।
So never leave the lotus feet of the Lord. That is the ultimate lesson. Be close to the lotus feet, hold the lotus feet very tightly, and if we are not able to see the Lord, hold the lotus feet of a pure devotee. Because the pure devotee's heart is always at the lotus feet of the Lord, so automatically we will be connected. So that is the lesson that we all should carry. With that, we end this. Not before. See, quiz has been part of our spices in the tasty prasadam that we eat. So I cannot skip the quiz. I'm sorry we are going over time. Please bear with me. This is going to be very, very exciting because we are also going to know the winner of chapter 6 in the quiz. So pay your time and attention. It's going to be simple. So are you all ready for the quiz, dear devotees? Unmute and say yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. At least I heard one voice. Probably remaining all, I don't know what. Yes, second
Yes,
voice.
Prabhu, we are ready.
Very good. So here goes the first question. So Bharat Maharaj's example is an apt for sloka number 43. Tam buddhi samyogam labate paurva dehinam dehikam. Because of what? Because reason number 1, Bharat Maharaj became a deer in his next life. B, deer became Jada Bharat in the subsequent life. C, as Jada Bharat, he perfected by reviving his divine consciousness from previous 2 lives. D, all of the above. And E, none of the above. Who wants to go for it? Who has raised
Ramesh
their hand?
has lifted his hand.
Oh, wow. Saptadeep also has raised. So since Ramesh has raised it first, as usual, Ramesh is in race to win probably the chapter 6 quiz. Let's see. Yes, Ramesh ji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. It
Hare
is
Krishna.
D for Damodar, all of the above.
Are you sure, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
All right. It's very brave and quick answer from you. So let us see what the answer is. Tick, 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 tick. The correct answer, Ramesh ji, is C. Okay, I want a volunteer. Anybody, or even Ramesh can explain why it is C and not D. Can anybody volunteer for that? It looks that D should be the right answer, but the answer is C for one reason. Who can answer that? I'm keeping it open to the audience because this has to be an interactive session. Who wants to take that and answer? At least make an attempt. No harm. Yes, Bhuvanidhi, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes,
I
Dana.
think because there is a word called Paurvadehikam. That is why. Reviving is divine consciousness from previous two lives. I think.
Okay. Let's see. Anybody? Okay, nobody else has raised. So then I think you are, I would give you the answer. I mean, I would say you are right. But Pauro Dehikam also means that A is right and B is also right, isn't it? But you said one thing after that. You said one thing after that. See, the important thing is you said reviving is divine consciousness. Labate Pauro Dehikam. So now in A, if you analyze, Bharat Maharaj became a deer in his left life. So what? We also must have become a deer in the previous life. But do we remember our anything? We don't remember. Deer became a Jada Bharat in his subsequent life. So what? There was, but important thing is Jada Bharat or the deer. There was basically labate. That means in Jada Bharat he perfected by reviving his divine consciousness. So tam buddhi samyogam. That means the buddhi samyogam took place in Jada Bharat. It did not take place in Bharat life. It did not take place in Diya's life. It happened basically in Jada Bharat's life. That's why the correct answer is C. Rameshji, I hope you are in agreement with us.
No, dear, no problems at all. I agree fully with you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is a slightly technical thing because otherwise, D appears to be logical. Yeah, Bharat Maharaj became a deer. Yes, correct. Deer became Jada Bharat. Yes, correct. And Jada Bharat from the he revived. It's correct. But if you have to apply apt for 6.43 in particular, what is the meaning of tam buddhi samyogam? Labate. That means he has got it. The revival part is important. And Prabhupada emphasizes this very much that Krishna conscious movement is revival of our divine consciousness. So if we keep this in mind, always we will think that we are like Bharat Maharaj. We have been in the previous life a deer. We have to revive. It's a ready-made thing that Krishna is telling us through Srila Prabhupada. That is how we can fulfill our Labate Parvadekam. Okay. So you get unfortunately you get minus 50. And now I go to the next question. So Srinidhi, please make a note if you have to make the announcement in the end. So Rameshji gets minus 50.
प्रभु जी
So
उन्होंने
now
डी
we go
आंसर
to
ऑल ऑफ अबव करा था प्रभु जी, उनमें एक करेक्टर निकला है, तो प्रभु जी का कुछ मार्क्स होने से।
ठीक है, I agree this time, but from going on from I think chapter 7, I would like to clear this ambiguity. जब भी all of the above आता है and then there is a specific answer, it is better to stick to the specific answer rather than all of the above because otherwise MCQ multiple choice में meaning नहीं रहता है. So this time since we followed a pattern, the way we have been doing previous time, we will give maybe out of 50. Prabhuji, our Shyam Sundar Prabhu कितना देना है? Should we give 50?
25%. 25%.
25%. So we will give 15, say around 15 marks or 20?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, 15.
Yes.
So Srinidhi, please make a note.
Okay,
He gets 15. Okay. But going forward from chapter 7 onwards, Krishna Mohan Prabhu, we will make it unambiguous. If there is an all of the above and there is a specific answer also, the all of the above will get nothing or will get minus marks. Okay. Because others से थोड़ा सा ये ambiguous है थोड़ा सा.
आपने मुझे लास्ट टाइम दिया था ना प्रभु जी मार्क्स, तो मुझे लगा कि प्रभु जी को मिलना
नहीं
चाहिए।
बराबर है, हमने ये वो पैटर्न फॉलो किया है, तो ये बार हम चैप्टर 6 के लिए सबको दे देंगे वो, बट चैप्टर 7 से हम लोग उसका जो पैटर्न को चेंज कर देंगे. एंड यदि ऑल ऑफ द अबव भी है और सही आंसर भी है, वी विल गिव करेक्ट मार्क्स टू द सही आंसर +50, एंड ऑल ऑफ द अबव इफ इट्स रॉन्ग इट विल कॉन्स्टिट्यूट टू -50. ओके ओके, लेट्स गो टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. Success or param gatim for the yogi is possible through A. Somebody's already raised the hand. Krishna
Krishnamurta.
Up to Bapre. Okay. Rigid practice of yogic principles. B. Sincere endeavor. C. Washing away of all contaminations. D. After taking many births. E. All of the above. सोच लीजिए प्रभु. A. Rigid practice of yogic principle. B. Sincere endeavor. And we are talking of achieving success param gatim. जो फाइनल जो है गोल है. रिजिड प्रैक्टिस से होता है, सिंसियर एंडेवर से होता है, वॉशिंग अवे ऑफ ऑल कंटेमिनेशन से होता है, एंड बहुत सारे जन्म लेना पड़ता है. ऑल ऑफ द अबव. सो व्हाट इज योर आंसर? तो आपने पहला रेस किया तो आपको ही पहला चांस देंगे. गो अहेड प्रभु.
Krishna Mohan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. I am confusion only on rigid practice of yogic principle. Prabhuji. A is answer.
ए पे जाना चाहेंगे आप?
Yes, Prabhuji.
नॉट ऑल ऑफ द अबव?
No, Prabhuji.
ओके. चला लॉक इट.
Yes, Prabhuji.
ऑल राइट. मैंने तो आपको हिंट दिया था, आपने नहीं लिया. देखो, आंसर इज ऑल ऑफ द अबव यहाँ पर.
वो प्रभु
Why?
पहले मेरा
Because-
ई में था.
Because the verse clearly says प्रभु प्रयत्नात् यात्मनास, मतलब प्रयत्नात् मतलब आपका रिजिड प्रैक्टिस आ गया, यात्मनास सिंसियर एंडेवर आ गया, और फिर क्या है, समशुद्धा भी है उसमें वर्स में, वॉशिंग अवे ऑफ ऑल कंटेमिनेशंस, अनेक जन्मा का, एंड अनेक जन्मा मींस आफ्टर टेकिंग मेनी बर्थ्स समसिद्धस, ये सब आ गया उसमें. सो ऑल ऑफ द अबव.
आफ्टर बस में प्रभु ई बोलते हैं, बट मेरे को आफ्टर टेकिंग मैनी बस में थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो रहा था बस. इसलिए
Okay.
मैंने इसको
नो हम आई एम सॉरी, आज सब लोग नेगेटिव में जा रहे हैं. मेरा ही गलती होगा शायद, मैंने टफ
नेगेटिव में
गूगली डाल दिया क्या?
नेगेटिव में नहीं प्रभु, 15 नंबर तो मेरे भी है इसमें.
Really good. Okay, 15. Srinidhi, give him 15 marks. And I think he is also in race. At this case, at this rate, सब लोग को चांस है जीतने के लिए. चलो दे दिया, 15 दे दिया. Now let us go to question 3. Krishna says in 6.46, a yogi is greater than bhakti yogi, karma yogi, karmi, then ashtanga yogi, none of the above. A yogi, this I'm specific about 6.46. Okay, yogi is greater than bhakti yogi, karma yogi, karmi, ashtanga yogi, none of the above. Who wants to take it? Somebody has raised the hand.
Saptadeep and Krishna Mohan Prabhu.
Okay, I hope it is not from the previous. Okay, Saptadeep has raised now. Krishna Mohan has lowered his hand now. I think in fear that he might get 15 in this time also. अरे नहीं, चलो आ गया. अरे वाह, क्या बात है. बट हम सप्तदीप के साथ जाएंगे because his hand has been. Oh, now Saptadeep is gone. I see, Lord. What is happening?
Srinidhi has raised. No, he's there. He's there.
Saptadeep is still there?
Yes.
Okay, we will go with him because he had raised his hand before, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Saptadeep, go ahead. Your chance now to gain 50 plus 50. Yes, Saptadeep, go ahead.
I think
Are
I'll
you-
pass. So yeah, I have some confusions. I'll like to pass.
अरे इसमें पास नहीं होता है. There's no pass here. Either you answer or you don't answer. You have raised your hand.
Okay. Yeah. I'll not answer it. I'll just let it go.
So when you let it go, what will happen is two things will happen. A chance goes to another person, but you also will get to minus 50. It's considered as no answer is no show is also like you have lost the ticket of chance of traveling. So minus 50 हो जाएगा आपको. Is it all right? Or you want to take a chance and at least try to gain 15?
It's okay, Krishna Prabhuji. Then I'll take a chance. Okay. Otherwise, I'm getting minus.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Good, good.
Yeah. Uh, V6 is greater than.
इतना ट्रिकी है?
Yeah, I was just confused with this. Yogi is greater than option C, Karmi.
Yogi is greater than Karmi. Is that what you want to say?
Yeah.
Are you
It's,
sure?
I mean, the topmost yogi is Bhakti Yogi, but
Hmm.
it's a bit confusing. It's none of the above. It's,
Hmm.
no, yeah, option C only.
Okay, I'll lock it.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Let it be on
My
Krishna.
God. Let's pray. Let's see what you get. And you are right. You are right. So what was the googly here? Who can answer? You only answer. What is the googly?
The Googly means yogi is greater than Karmi, I know, and
Yes.
Bhakti Yogi is topmost yogi.
Hmm.
The googly is the this. I think the none of the above. This option is only the googly. I think. Yes.
And also,
Well,
see, also one more thing, the googly is in 6.46 particularly, when the yogi is being commented, what type of yogi are we talking of? It's Ashtanga yogi only.
yeah,
Okay. And in
yeah.
that
That is
particular verse, Ashtanga yogi is supposed to be greater than Tapasvi. Ashtanga yogi is supposed to be greater than Jnani. And Ashtanga yogi is supposed to be greater than a Karmi. Okay. So
yeah.
either D में Ashtanga yogi आ गया है, just to put a googly. That is another googly. So whereas the
Mm,
yogi that is referred in 6.40 itself is Ashtanga yogi. Okay. But you
mm.
gave a beautiful answer. Really wonderful. I'm very happy that you analyzed, thought carefully, and you gave a correct answer. Very good. 50 marks, 50 points. Very good. I'm very happy. Keep it up. We go to question number 4 now. Krishna states, Bhakti yogi is topmost of all yogis. ये simple होना चाहिए. I'm sure a lot of you will get this correct. Such a person abides in me when he's always in doubt. Such a person thinks of me when he's in difficulty. Such a person conditionally worships me instead of demigods. Such a person performs loving service to me when he's in need of some yogic, is in need of some yogic siddhis, and none of the above. Only 2 hands? I thought more hands will come here. What is happening to our star performers of the previous chapters? Anusha, Bhunidhi, Srinidhi. Okay, I'll give this to Krishna Mohan Prabhu. Get a chance to get more marks, or maybe
minus
his luck is
50.
not on your side.
Yes,
Kali,
Prabhuji. Yes, none
I'll
of
just, I'll
none
just
of
advise you one thing before you go. Read carefully before you select the answer. Okay, read carefully. Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita, I mean, Bhakti Yogi is the topmost of all yogis because, boliye,
Prabhuji is none of above. E.
none of the above. Such a person abides in
The
me.
person
Hai,
that perform loving service to me when it is needed. Some of yogis, yes, Prabhuji, loving service. Krishna, higher the bhakti yoga is the topmost, but it's because it is no any hidden agenda between this in the at this level bhakti
Hmm,
yoga because the
hmm,
topmost level. So
hmm,
because all the ABCDs showing there is a hidden agenda, so
hmm.
I go for E. This is the reason.
E.
I don't know
E.
whether it's correct or not.
No, you have analyzed it and then you're giving the answer, so it has to be correct, na? But I'm locking it.
Just,
आप सोच लो
just,
अभी भी अगर ये जाना है तो मैं लॉक करता हूँ, नहीं तो you have still a chance.
वही प्रभु जी लॉक कर दीजिए क्योंकि मेरे को तो यही जो मैंने आपको लॉजिक भी बता दिया प्रभु जी जो मुझे समझ में आया है
तो नन ऑफ द अबव में आपको 15 मिलने का भी चांस हो सकता है, -50 हो जाएगा इफ इट इज रॉन्ग.
नहीं प्रभु जी
ठीक है, लॉक करूं?
यस यस प्रभु जी
ऑलराइट, ठीक है, लेट्स प्रे. या देयर यू गो. क्या बात है, वेरी नाइस. 50. Wonderful, wonderful. Keep it up. Very nicely you analyzed, and you also told why you are selecting E. Very good. Keep it up. go to the last question that is coming up. Match the following. ये बच्चों का जैसा मैंने ये किया है, tabulation बनाया. In schools we used to have this, right? Match the following to establish the correct yoga ladder and destination. So this is the columns given to you. Two columns are there. Bhakti Yoga, heavenly planets, Bikarmi, hellish planets, Karma Yoga, Brahman realization, Jnana Yoga, Paramatma realization, Ashtanga Yoga, and the answers are on the left hand side. So which is the correct answer you have to select. So who has raised the hand? Somebody raised. और अभी पीछे ले लिया. Yes. So much time. Wow. Here goes Srinidhi, then goes Saptadeep, then goes Krishna Mohan Prabhu as usual. Jai. Okay. Let's give a chance to Srinidhi because she's still in college, so she's fresh, I think, in all these things. Yes, Srinidhi, go ahead. I hope this is not confusing. Hare Krishna. Answer?
1 minute, Prabhuji, 1 minute.
1 minute, 1 minute, हो गया.
D, option D.
अरे बाप रे. Option D?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, I just want to. Okay, I'll log this answer D. Who else had raised the hand other than Krishna Mohan Prabhu and और कौन था? Saptadeep.
Saptadeep था.
Okay, I just want to. ये marks के लिए नहीं, marks तो if at all somebody will get. Let's see. If she gets wrong, then we'll pass on. Let's see. Krishna Mohan Prabhu, आपका क्या आंसर है?
जी मैं थोड़ा सा उसमें मैचिंग में थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है मुझे.
Okay.
इसमें
Okay, then let's go to Saptadeep. What is your answer, Saptadeep?
Option D.
D. Okay. Now let's go to Srinidhi again, and she said option answer is D. Let us keep our fingers crossed. And she is right. Very good, Srinidhi. Very good, very good. So that ends the quiz section completely, and then the marks are already known. And I'm going to play in reflections. Of course, this is a homework. And this time, instead of questions, there are two videos. Okay. There's one video of interview of Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty, who is a ace heart surgeon, and he's being interviewed by Arnab Goswami. And there's a second video also. So I'm going to play these two short videos, and you don't have to give the answer now. These videos will be sent by this also, but you have to think carefully and give me the answer. And the answer is you have to tell me which type of yoga will this categorize into. You have to categorize this into some type of yoga. What type of yoga? So here I go to play it.
In 1992, you performed India's first neonatal open heart surgery on a baby who was 21 days old. So 21-day-old baby. This kind of surgery had not been done. What were you thinking? You didn't have stress when you were going in for that surgery. What goes through your mind? How do you prepare?
Yeah, Arnab, as a heart surgeon, I look at myself not as a individual doctor. I look at a instrument in the hands of God. And I pray to God before I start the operation. And after I finish the operation, then I again thank the God. Clearly letting God know that I'm just an instrument and you're the entity which will make it happen. And that really composes you to deal with the life. Because as heart surgeons, we take the patient nearly to the brink of death and bring them back. And no doctor in the world can ever say that he is in charge. So there is tremendous pressure. Like, Arnab, we are all human beings. Like when I operate on a 45-year-old man, with his young wife, young children standing outside the OT. If something happens to the man, who's going to take care of the family? I am the 8th of the 9 children. Yes. And I had a large family. If something happened to my father when we were young, we would have been on the street. So there is a pressure, there is tremendous pressure built up, but we don't want that to affect our performance. In the end, we are all artists. Artists should have a very sound mind when they are performing. So the best way is to be spiritual. I'm not very religious, but I'm very spiritual.
All right. So you could all hear it clearly?
Yes,
ओके
Prabhu.
आंसर अभी नहीं देना है कृष्ण मोहन प्रभु आंसर आपको जो है ना पोस्ट में करके देना है एंड द सेकंड वीडियो is also being played.
She was 32, just married, just promoted. Life was perfect. Then the diagnosis, stage 4 cancer. Doctors gave her 6 months to live. Chemotherapy destroyed her. Hair gone, 90 pounds. Couldn't eat, couldn't walk. Her husband carried her everywhere. Every day felt like the last. One night, she told him, "Let me go. Find someone else. You deserve a life." He held her face and said, "I didn't marry your hair. I didn't marry your health. I married you. We fight together." 6 months passed. She didn't die. 1 year passed. Still fighting. Doctors couldn't explain it. Cancer in remission. 5 years later. Complete recovery. 10 years later. 3 healthy children. The same body that couldn't walk now runs marathons. Every finish line. She wears the same shirt. Doctors gave me 6 months. God gave me a lifetime. Her husband still carries her across the finish line. Not because she's weak. Because he promised to carry her through every storm. And he kept his promise. The storm will pass. Keep going. Your diagnosis is not your destiny. Your doctors don't write your final chapter. God does. And he's not finished with you yet. If you're fighting something right now, type "keep going" and share this with someone who needs strength today.
Okay, so the reflective question is, please reflect on the above 2 videos and comment which type of yoga would you categorize them. Post your answers with proper justification and reasoning in the group before 5th May. Okay, अभी आपको कुछ आंसर देने का जरूरत नहीं है कृष्ण मोहन प्रभु and others. I'll send this, post it, and then we can hear it as many number of times and you can give the answer. सोच के. All right. With that, we end and conclude chapter 6. Thank you all very much.